Hi, my name is Marissa Duran. I'm going to be doing a presentation on adolescent peer influence. So let's get started. So persuasion can happen at any time and any place. Many adolescents are influenced by the environments around them. And by this influence, I mean there's persuasion that can come from television shows, movies, commercials, billboards, advertisements, friends, and parents as well. Peer influence is when a person does something they normally wouldn't do, but they do it to fit in with their peers. Adolescents are influenced by compliance gaining tactics such as creating indebtedness and punishing activity. There are also motivational appeals such as fear appeals that advertisements use to help influence these teens, as well as visual appeals that I will be discussing as well. So the first thing that I want to discuss is the compliance gaining strategy that is known as punishing activity. Punishing activity is a strategy that suggests the person will lose out or otherwise feel punished if they do not do what the persuader suggests. It may result in them not regretting the non-compliance. An artifact that I found for this was a clip from the show Full House, and this is an old show from the 90s. And what happens is Stephanie, the main character, is in the restroom with her friend, and they're about to leave, but some cool girls walk in and her friend tells her, oh, just hang out or whatever. So Stephanie hangs out, and then one of the cool girls pulls out a box of cigarettes. She passes the cigarettes around to everybody. Stephanie grabs a cigarette, and Stephanie looks really scared. So then one of the other girls goes to light the cigarette, and Stephanie tries to use humor to get out of the situation, but it does not work. She states that she better not because she's trying to quit. She also states that you should have seen my last chest x-ray, but it does not work. So Stephanie tries to leave, and while one of the girls is puffing on a cigarette, she says sixth graders are terminally pathetic. And then her friend that was there with her tries to make her seem not so bad. She tells the cool girls, like, oh no, she's cool, she's not like that, like, she's a good girl. And she's like, okay. The cool girl told her, so why don't you go with her? So Stephanie stopped, turned around and looked and was waiting to see if her friend was going to come with her. So then her friend turned around and was like, oh, light my cigarette. And so she stayed. They lit her cigarette. The punishing activity was in effect when Stephanie was walking out of the restroom. The fact that her friend stayed and smoked made her feel left out and punished for not complying. The punishing tactic and making threats is not the most ethical way of persuasion, but it does work. So let's move on to the second tactic. The second tactic is creating indebtedness. Creating indebtedness is making someone feel obligated in doing you a favor after you did a favor for them. So adolescents usually use this in their interpersonal relationships, and I say interpersonal relationships as friends, family, but in this scene right here, I'm going to be using friends. I'm going to be focusing on friends. So with friends, friends do favors for each other, and the payback can be something small like borrowing a shirt, or something as drastic as trying a drug, drinking alcohol, or participating in a fight. It is reported that 86% of adolescents have at least one friend that participates with the illegal substance, and 80% engaging in deviant behavior, according to Prinstein, Boergers, and Spirito in 2001. So the artifact that I used was a scene from the movie called The Hate That You Give, and it's a movie about a friend that gets invited to a party from a friend, and she goes to the party, but when she gets to that party, her friend tells her, oh, there goes that girl, like, let's fight her. And she's like, Star, the main character, is like, wait, that's why you invited me to this party, to fight somebody? And she's like, yeah, it's not like you had anything else to do. I did you a favor and brought you to this party. The friend then has other friends walk up to her, and they start clowning on Star, but Star just goes along with it and doesn't take it to offense. Then Star's friend tells her other friends, oh, look, there goes that girl, let's get her, or whatever. And then she says, Star, are you coming? Star says, nah, she's not coming. And her friend tells her, well, I'm not babysitting you, Scary. In the scene, created indebtedness was evident when Star's friend stated, I did you a favor, like, you owe me. And Star's like, no, that's not the way it works. So according to Cody, Wolfel, and Jordan, 1983, research shows that there are 7 dimensions when trying to decide which tactics to use. And this tactic, I believe that the friend used dominance because she felt like she had power over the relationship. Also, the social impact theory was evident in this situation because I feel if Star was friends and those people were important to her, she would have been more likely to comply. But the social impact theory didn't work on her because there was many people that did want to fight the girl, but it didn't happen. So as well as compliance gaining tactics, there are motivational pills, and in this topic I'm going to be talking about specifically fear pills and how advertisers use fear pills to install fear in adolescents. So fear pill is an emotion that arises from danger. Anti-smoking ads are targeted at teens through images and threats they use to install fear. And the artifact that I found was an anti-smoking ad. And in this ad, it's a picture of somebody smiling and the teeth are really yellow. And it has a saying that states, you get all your smokes for free, or do you? And then in small print in the corner, it says smoking cigarettes can cause yellow teeth, bad breath, and gum disease. I feel that the way they were trying to install fear with this is by using beauty. No teenager wants to have yellow teeth. No teenager wants to feel ugly because, that's part of the standard in this lifetime. So I feel that adolescents use peripheral processing when looking at images. They don't really process anything. But I feel like this ad was targeting to use your central processing to make the kids really think like, oh, wow, like my teeth can really get yellow. I can have bad breath. I can get cancer or whatever the thing may be. But I just feel like adolescents should use their central processing because it does make a lot more sense to use it, especially as an adolescent. So another fear advertisement that I found that was targeted towards teens is Proactive. It relates to beauty, and we all know, they care about the way they look, and they use celebrity branding, but not for the specific ad. And this ad, it was a picture of the 3 bottles. And in the 3 bottles, it had, got acne. Just ask your boyfriend what to do. Oh, that's right. You don't have a boyfriend. Acne can be a big problem for adolescent self-esteem. The advertisement is towards girls, and it's making girls feel insecure and not beautiful just because they have acne. I feel like this is an unethical way of going about things. And the way that the advertisement went, they used a lost frame message because it focuses on the loss and it doesn't even focus on the positiveness. Like, acne does not determine if you get a boyfriend or not. And I also feel that this ad is unethical because marketers should not be making teenagers feel not beautiful. Like, we're all beautiful, and they need to figure out something to do with this. So besides motivational pills, there's visual pills as well. And this could be images, art, movies, packages to products. And for my example, I'm going to be using cigarette packaging. Cigarette packaging catches the eyes of young teenagers, and the way that they use the packaging and the color, the stuff that they put on the packaging affects. There was a study done in India, and it was done on adolescents, and they stated that if the packages were plain, it would reduce the attractiveness and the value of the product, so therefore they wouldn't buy it. One of the images that I found online was a packet of Camel cigarettes, and it's a pink box with black stuff on it. Well, it's a black box with pink stuff around it. And this is engaging to catch the eye of teenage girls. They know that the color's vivid, it's something that they attract them, and therefore marketers use this to catch the attention, and adolescents think, oh, therefore it's cute and attractive, so therefore they're persuaded to buy the topic. So after doing the research and strategies used by adolescents, it's evident that adolescents are exposed to influence to everything around them. In some anti-smoking advertisements, they use fear pills to influence adolescents. Some friends may use compliance gaining tactics to get adolescents to comply. Many images use visual persuasion to help aid persuasion. There are many more tactics that I didn't discuss, but there are many that work, and there are many that do not work. They're not all ethical, but they do work. So we just need to remember when using these tactics and these strategies that it's best to be ethical to do this. And also, persuasion is a tool, and this tool of persuasion is evident in an adolescent's life. Thank you.